The trademark eye roll was ad-lib. That trademark eye roll gimmick? Yep, it was never planned as part of his act. Taker recalls working on a TV match against Greg Valentine and choking Hammer in the corner. As he worked the spot, he noticed a corner cam getting cozy with the action, so he rolled his eyes back into his skull and stared down the lens. When he returned backstage post-match, the rest of the roster were abuzz over that one post. Bobby Heenan had quipped on commentary, "Look at that, Monsoon, he has no eyeballs." His call, along with the sudden nature of the spot, caught everyone by surprise. According to Taker, it was an off-the-cuff ad-lib that he didn't think much of until people freaked out. His Roman Reigns worries started at the 2017 Rumble. A frightened dead man looked away from the camera as he muttered the line during the documentary. Before Mania 33, Taker believed he had no business being in that match with Reigns. His crisis of confidence began in earnest at the 2017 Royal Rumble. His pre-WrestleMania 33 workout was scary. The sensational lack of trust in himself Taker was feeling only worsened the closer he crept towards that Mania match. 2 days before locking up with Reigns, he retreated to WWE Performance Center for a final workout that put his joints, muscle, and body in general to the test. 48 hours before a match that meant so much to him, one of WWE's most famous sons was agonizing over the thought of not being good enough. That should pang the hearts of anyone who has grown up watching him work. WrestleMania 27 was a turning point. It was at Mania 27 as Triple H rained down endless steel chair shots. That's when the mighty Taker realized that his body wasn't cut out for such barbarity anymore, and that recovering from vicious brawls was taking its toll. He also marched into the match with serious hip issues that needed seeing to, and he wouldn't get that done until after working almost 30 minutes bell to bell with the game. He cussed Vince for showing compassion at Mania 30. What people might not know is that an SUV containing Vince McMahon and Brock himself tailed Taker's ambulance all the way down the road. Both men were seriously concerned when The Undertaker returned backstage in a haze and couldn't stop grinding, like he'd just downed a bottle of Jack Daniels. McMahon was so distressed by The Undertaker's condition that he left the biggest show of the year to make sure he was alright. Why Triple H can relate to his cameo struggles. One thing The Last Ride makes perfectly clear is that there's a lot of respect between The Undertaker and Triple H. One of the most poignant moments of the entire documentary comes when Triple H says he can relate to the fact that Taker's diminished WWE schedule only made things tougher on him as the years rolled on. Triple H spotted his self-doubt at Mania 31. Two legends like The Undertaker and Triple H eyeball one another at Gorilla before the match. It's even more incredible to see that Taker is one of the wavering pupils and Triple H is the one who reminded him that the Bloody Phenom was called for a reason. Screw your camera guy. You might need some light relief from all the bubbling emotions, so here it is. Early in The Last Ride, Taker is shown arriving at the airport in Orlando a few days before Mania 33. As he's standing at the desk doing business, Roman Reigns sneaks up from behind and doesn't say a word. When The Undertaker clocks him out the corner of his eye, he jokes, "Really? You can't kayfabe for 10 minutes?" Reigns fire back with a quick "screw your camera guy." The pair come across like a high school buddies ribbing one another in the lunch line, and it's actually quite endearing to see play out. Later in the documentary, Undertaker shows respect for Roman by entertaining him and his wife with stories during the Hall of Fame. Great stuff. The Undertaker and Roman Reigns match looks so much more epic. Anyone watching this who has never seen Reigns versus Taker would be forgiven for thinking it was a roller coaster ride. It is best viewed in this highlight reel of slow motion bumps, spots, and kickouts. What's on the next episode? Chapter 2 will include more of an in-depth look at that annoyance as well as building towards what Undertaker referred to as achieving redemption by entering a much slicker performance in his next match. For reference, his follow-up match after Reigns was 2018's WrestleMania 34 against John Cena. Honestly, it cannot be emphasized enough how essential this documentary is for any WWE fan. If you've been watching for years, then you'll see a fresh side to someone who has kept a lead on reality for generations. If you're new, then you'll see justification for why Taker sometimes isn't the performer he presented as on TV.